Okay, this is my experience with Ivan. In high school, I was abusing the fact that our school's IT department does not monitor internet usage and downloads. I figured they didn't know how the internet worked, or they were just lazy. This then led me into the wonderful world of emulation. I started to play games that I normally couldn't get to play at the time because, poor. There was a lot on my backlog to play, and a lot of new games to experience. At this point, I was looking for more games to challenge me like Beautiful Joe or Mega Man X. During my search, I came across a PC game called Ivan. My first reaction when I started the game was, why is there a whole wall of text? How the fuck do I move? Why is everything so dark? And did I just lose my legs? Ivan, which is short for Iter Vehems ad Necrem, meaning A Violent Road to Death, is a roguelike which came out in December 10th, 2001, created by some Finnish devs. It stopped development in 2004, but in 2015 some guys were like, fuck it, we'll continue updating the game. And I think that's pretty cool. Some of the coolest things you can do in Ivan are pray to a holy frog and get hit in the head, construct a golem out of banana flesh, wrestle a fat man, talk to imperialist, talk to capitalist, tame a polymorphing puppy, be a dominatrix, be a slave, own a slave, eat your firstborn child, kick bananas, and much, much more. You start out on the quest to deliver an enchanted scroll to the high priest at the city of Vatnam. Unfortunately, you live on an island, and they don't have the funds to send you on a boat. So, your only option is to travel by foot through the underwater tunnel, which are rife with monsters and hostile plant life. At least you got a trusty dog sidekick with you. Kenny? Oh shit. This game doesn't take itself seriously, as the game makes fun of you and teases you constantly. You can die slipping on a banana peel, you can die by choking on food, you can die by praying to the gods, you can step on landmines, you can be poisoned, blown up, beheaded, maimed, or if you're feeling adventurous, do what I did and drink sulfuric acid. Good times. Good times. As I said before, Ivan is a game that really wants you to die, and it doesn't kill you and be done with it. In Ivan, dying is the adventure. It's a good introduction to roguelikes, as it was one of the first games that really helped me enjoy the genre. The help function really made things easier when starting out the game, though using the number keys for movement took some time getting used to. I would have to say for sure that compared to other roguelikes I played, replaying this game 9 years later, because I played this when I was in high school, which was around 2008, it's still graphics-wise really pretty to look at for me. I mean, sure, it's a little tiny baby sprites, but you gotta look at it from a standpoint of around 10 years. It still looks good. You got blood dripping off. It's neat. I like it. And look, even though I found a 3D mod that you can get a first-person view, I still feel like having map awareness in general is really nice, even if your sprite isn't a big one. What I really like is that you do get to see what equipment you put on and the various types of equipment you can use. You could be a dual-wielding dick-ass thief, use an ebony staff, have a weeping sword, get a flaming sword, or you can use objects like cans, bottles, bananas, severed limbs. Zombies are really good for severed limbs, I'll tell you that. One of the fun things about Ivan, which I found quite unique to it, was its superior limb-based combat! Compared to other roguelikes, that shit actually matters in the game. You could be at half health and die, but you lost your head, so it makes sense. And there were some cool things you could do in the game, which I thought were pretty awesome. You could lose a limb, pray to a god, and BAM! Free metal arm! Eat your heart out, Full Metal Alchemist fans. I forgot to talk about how consumables are in the game. I mean, normally in games you would need food to restore HP and get buffs. In Ivan, you can heal on your own and you can use various potions to heal and restore your lost limbs, like healing potions or troll blood. Or you can also use substances like urine to make your arms and legs stronger. You need to eat regularly to prevent starvation, and you can do so by being almost able to eat anything, but that doesn't mean you should. A notable thing about the game that made me really enjoy playing it was when I just started recently playing, and I died during a run. My guy had some really good armor and loot, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna try this again. And when I went to the underground tunnel, I noticed something. Corpses. Banana peels. They left the stove on! And then I see my old character's corpse, with all his loot. And here I am thinking, sweet, I'm gonna continue where I left off. But there's one thing I failed to notice. People don't like being robbed, especially if they're ghosts. And that was the moment when I realized this game is awesome. One of the only gripes I really have with the game is it doesn't really have any sound to it. There's no original soundtrack or anything like that. I mean, the mod I used had sound effects, but I thought they were shit. I'm not gonna diss the developer guy, but I'm just saying they're shit. And if it was up to me, if I got spare time, and I do now, I guess, I might as well just make a soundtrack to Ivan. I mean, I like the game enough to do it, so why not? Ivan, I feel, has this quality about it which a lot of other roguelikes can't really do for me. Because at the core of the game, it's an unfair piece of shit. But it knows it's an unfair piece of shit. I feel it follows the philosophy of Dwarf Fortress's losing is fun, because every loss is an inch closer to the goal. And when you really do well, having that fear that it can go at any moment makes the experience a lot more meaningful. And that really makes me want to come back and retry it and play it again and again and again. Which in my opinion gives Ivan one of the best replay values I've ever seen for a game. Like, I'm not kidding, it's more than a Beautiful Joe. In all, this game was a great time waster for me, and I especially enjoyed how there was much more to the game, as it was made with love and cheeky fun in mind, and you can feel it with the continued support through the community and fans. Oh, wait, I forgot one more thing. There's a cheat function in the game called Wizard Mode, which is essentially debug mode, as you can spawn items and monsters you can't normally face in a regular playthrough. But there's also another bonus that Wizard Mode gives, and there is no other game that can make me feel overpowered like Ivan.
To go even further beyond!